The urge to experience the opposite sex is probably the glue of society. The glue of society, meaning you have the world in its natural chaos, and then intimacy with the world that we can experience through our gender dynamics. And our gender dynamics are male, female, they connect. It's not even necessarily gender based. It can also be masculine energy, feminine energy. That's also valid. You just see, though, that connection that you have with the other polarity of the spectrum creates this sort of unity feeling, this sort of unification of the world almost. And everybody is just addicted to it. Everyone is searching it in everything, in art, in music, in food. They're like searching that completeness. And that's why hookup culture is so enticing to people, because it offers this limitless expanse of livable experiences, you know, like endless novelty, right? Endless ways to accentuate your being, you know. You have to play that, you have to do that to some degree. You can't just sit and think, honey, I'm over it because I know better and this is just a distraction for my goals and my purpose, and women are stupid or men are stupid, you know. We're just trying to get some sort of ideal in our head filled up. But you have to understand that it can't ever be filled up by another. It can only be filled up by you. And that needs you knowing who you are, or what you are, pretty much. And just searching in an endless novelty with the other sex keeps you kind of running in a circle. It really does. It really just keeps you running in a circle. You're not gonna get to the end of that circle until you yourself realize, okay, I'm doing that. I'm doing this, you know. I'm doing this. I'm responsible too. I'm flawed. She's flawed too. She's flawed too. We're both flawed. The male and the female, we're both flawed in our own ways, you know. They're not going to carry the same amount of, I guess, action-oriented directional power as a man. Probably not. But we also won't carry that magnetic property that women have. That ability to just slowly submerge you in their field. To the male, that is the most attractive thing, to penetrate that field. That's basically why sex is penetration, and the male is like shaped like this, and the woman is shaped like a womb, like an entrance point, basically, in which the richness of your life can then take on full scope, because there's both polarities at work, which creates this feeling of real interlinked sex, basically, connection. This is a process, man. We have to go through this. We can't just, you know, be ignorant towards that. You know, you can say women are stupid or men are stupid, and you can have an incel or a feminist phase. Really, like, you know, you're just cutting yourself off from you, actually. That's what you're doing. You're cutting yourself off from yourself, and you're substituting it for a fake self. You know, you can't ignore this ever-ending game that reality's playing. You can't. You think you're going to get beyond that by constructing some sort of mental, logical version of what you think reality should be? Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. For real, don't kid yourself. Men and women are tremendous. They're powerful in their own ways. You can't dispute one, neglect the other, bash one, praise the other. You can't, right? You can't. So let's just make balance with that, you know? A lot of these red pill channels, they just make money off of bashing on delusional women. Yes, they're delusional, and in a sense that's making balance as well. But it's quite ugly. It's quite ugly, and it's really performed with a heavy sense of guile and ego. You know, same thing with the feminists or empowered women being like, you know, men ain't shit, right? You know, we're supposed to be protectors, providers, all this, and you know, society has made those things a little bit different now, right? A woman can just as well survive on her own. Doesn't need a man to survive. She doesn't. Men have become optional. They no longer have to cater towards our needs, basically, to, you know, yeah, to survive and thrive under some sense of safety. Although the sexual abuse rate has gone up, I've heard. I've heard that somewhere. This video isn't really to get into statistics, but it is to shine some light on this dynamic of masculine, feminine, and how profound of an experience that is. It's basically the most profound experience in life, to like really connect with another, like two aware beings of the opposite polarity connecting with one another. There's almost nothing that there's nothing that beats that. Nothing. It's so biologically wired into us that almost nothing beats that. It would be maybe even like a direct consciousness of God, but then again, there's not this embodiment of it, which in this case would be the woman, right? I'm speaking from a male perspective, of course. So yeah, it's just our society has changed, our world has changed, gender dynamics have changed. The feminine is really like exploring herself on her terms, and we can see where a lot of pitfalls are, and we can also see the beauty of those things, right? The whole more of a liberal, more of a free spirited approach also to sexual and intimate relationships, which is something that Osho preached, instead of, you know, from the old way of basically marrying for the sake of family and creed and purpose and vision, which was much more masculine. Both of these have a real valid existence in the world, right? It's just that we get caught up with them. We just take one extreme and go with that, then we go to the other extreme and go with that, and we're just ping-ponging like this for all eternity, you know? But it's getting more and more and more intelligent every time, but it never gets there, because the answer isn't in there. The answer isn't in the polarity. It's profound, but it's not what makes you whole. It's not what completes you, because you'll become a slave to that ideal woman or to that ideal man. You're going to become a slave to it. So don't let yourself get enslaved by conceptions of what you think life is supposed to give to you based on your incarnated dispositions, those created qualities, those created limits of me, male, wanting penetrate intimate female. This, you know, this is looking at it a bit like narrow. It's pretty narrow, you know? So, I don't know. Just made this video, you know, because I was watching Yash, spiritual YouTuber as well. Cool guy. And just felt like speaking on this to, you know, have a little bit of an introductory thing, because I'm going to be talking about gender dynamics a lot in the show. That is basically this. It's not really a show, but it's just me expressing. And I hope we can connect. You know, whoever is resonating with the message or interested in truth, I welcome you, man. And yeah, just wanted to speak on this. Bye. But experience your desires, you know? Experience these preconceived notions of what life is. Experience them fully. Don't resist them. Experience them. Like, really do. Really do.